things clear out across the street in your stadium, they start to fill up here at Clemmons Stadium. It's the New York champs and the North Carolina champs getting set for their first games. In the Southeast Regional, Clemmons, North Carolina's Chad Gentry completed an impossible rally with a two-run single in the top of the sixth. That sent the Carolina kids to the 2002 Little League World Series. It didn't look good for Harlem in the Mid-Atlantic Regional, down 4-0 to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. In the fourth, Alley Bay Barkley bashed one over the center field fence, a two-run job that powered a four-run rally. In extra innings, a wild pitch with two down brought in the winning run. And Harlem was in. Or was it? Questions about player eligibility and a protest greeted Harlem in Williamsport. But Little League Baseball has ruled that this team can play. So now, for the kids, it's just all about fun and the game. The closing strains of the national anthem at Clemmons Stadium. Mid-Atlantic champions from Harlem, New York against the Southeast Region champions from Clemmons, North Carolina. Pool play. Louisville has just completed an impressive win over Aptos, California, getting an 11 strikeout performance from Aaron Alvey. Pool A got going yesterday. Pool B underway today, and we're about to start Pool B play in this game between Harlem, New York and Clemmons, North Carolina. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jack Edwards. Glad to be with you in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In the year that Little League Baseball had hoped to emerge from underneath the cloud of overage Danny Almonte, it this year is confronted with residency eligibility requirements and a controversy surrounding the Harlem team that, strangely enough, represents New York and the Mid-Atlantic, as Almonte's team did last year. But Little League Baseball conducted a two-day investigation. It looked into the situation carefully. It says that, yes, it did make an exception to the rules, but for all the right reasons. President and CEO of Little League Baseball, Steve Keener, will join us during the game to explain further. Happy to be working alongside Harold Reynolds once again this year. Harold, let's talk some baseball. For North Carolina, this kid from Clemmons, Michael DeLuca, against the best pitching he faced all year long at the Southeast Regional, hit .571 against that pitching.
You'd always love to have those kind of numbers, but he's got X-ray vision, Jack. You know, he wants to be a radiologist when he's finished playing baseball. But if he keeps hitting like that, he might be playing ball for a lot of years to come. Tremendous young man. Got to spend some time with him today. Left-hander is going to be fun to watch. It'll be exciting to see this kid.
The personality of this Harlem team is perhaps captured in the personality of Alley Bay Barkley. Quiet confidence. Down 4-0, fourth inning regional final. Sometimes you see kids start to whimper and cry a little bit. Not this Harlem team. Barkley came up, jacked one out, and started a four-run fourth.
Well, he's the leader of this ball club. They all look to him. He actually started that game as a pitcher, but clearly stepping up, hitting the home run kind of solidified that fact that he is the leader. But 10 hits. Look at the 10 hits. Swings a bat great. Very fun to watch. He stands close to the plate. Very aggressive. Great kid, too.
There is controversy swirling. It is a legitimate news story, but for the kids, it's all about baseball. Alvaro Martinez corralled a couple of those kids. Let's join him. Alvaro?
I'm joined by two great second basemen, two glovemen who are also writers and artists. Julie McWilliams of the Harlem team, you do some writing about baseball. You did a story that was based on the Jackie Robinson story.
That was usually just about how people's life are and that they can't give up, and that life is hard sometimes and you just can't give up.
And for the Southeast team, we have Austin Dillon, also the second baseman. You've also done some writing on baseball. What's that been about?
About the game. It's about life. It teaches you everything. It's the best game ever. A lot about life.
What are your thoughts at this point when you're about to start the World Series here in Williamsport?
Excuse me, could you?
Your thoughts. What are you thinking about at this point?
I'm nervous, but it happens to all of us, so I'm just going to have to play through the first game jitters.
And you, Austin?
I'm ready to play and play ball.
That's right, play ball. Now, their parents are here. His father, Morris, is the manager. His parents are here. His grandfather, Richard Childress of NASCAR fame, is also in attendance.
Nice. Great composure from both of those fellas. Thanks, Alvaro. Javi Lopez and Alex Robertson, the starting pitchers for today's game on a hot, humid afternoon in South Williamsport. Week of craziness in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania, which wraps up next weekend with ABC coverage at 7:30 on Saturday and 6:30 on Sunday. Let's take a look at the lineup that we're going to see for the Mid-Atlantic champions from Harlem, New York. These guys can deliver the lumber, 1 through 9. Every one of these guys is dangerous. Every one of these guys is active around a mic. Let's meet these fellas.
Hi, my name is Julian McWilliams, and my favorite player is Derek Jeter.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Lopez, and my favorite player is Derek Jeter.
Hi, my name is Javier Lopez. My favorite player is Mike Piazza.
Hi, my name is Ali B. Barkley, and my favorite player is Jason Giambi.
Hi, my name is George Lopez. My favorite player is Jason Giambi.
Hi, my name is Fernando Frias, and my favorite baseball player is Sammy Sosa.
Hi, my name is Spencer White, and my favorite player is Alfonso Soriano.
Hi, my name is Andrew Diaz. My favorite player is Alex Rodriguez.
Hi, my name is Dominique Brown-Giles, and my favorite baseball player is Ichiro Suzuki.
Hi, my name is Joshua Diaz. My favorite players are Alfonso Soriano and Derek Jeter.
Hi, my name is Peter Kidd Jr., and my favorite players are Derek Jeter and Alfonso Soriano.
Hi, my name is David Butler. My favorite baseball player is Derek Jeter.
Hi, my name is Cody Booth. My favorite player is Ken Griffey Jr.
Hi, my name is Ralph Rodriguez, and my favorite player is Derek Jeter.
You know, there isn't laryngitis going around the team as a virus. It's because they've been shouting their heads off for about 6 weeks, winning games all over the place. Clemmons, North Carolina, comes out of the always powerful Southeast region.
Go. Ready? Here we go, guys. 3. 1, 2, 3, 7.
A lot of butterflies in those tummies as they run out to their defensive positions. Hundreds have made the trip from Clemmons, North Carolina. You should make it too if you can. Admission is free at Lamade Stadium. They've taken their positions out there. Harold Reynolds, whip around the D for us.
All right, well, let's start in left field with Taylor Russell. He always wears the same socks and puts his clothes on the same way. You know, sometimes talking about one leg at a time. I don't know what he does. Michael DeLuca, the center fielder, his favorite subject is lunch. Let's go to right field, David Morgan. This young man also plays AAU basketball in the winter. Best advice he ever received is keep your head cool. Third baseman, Chad Gentry. They call him Chadinator. His favorite subject is social studies, and he wants to play to attend Duke. We'll go to shortstop, Robbie Scott. This kid's an all-star athlete. Best advice received, follow the 10 Commandments. Second baseman, Austin Dillon. We talked about his grandfather. His biggest thrill is making a diving catch to preserve a perfect game. Scott Rigsby, the first baseman. He would like to be a lawyer. He'd like to meet Jennifer Lopez. Maybe he can negotiate that. The catcher, Chris Sanders. They call him the Colonel, just like Colonel Sanders. He's the captain of the club. And we'll go to the pitcher, the big man, Alex Robertson, 5'10", 167 pounds. Get this one, Jack, his favorite show, Different Strokes. What'd you talk about, Willis?
Well, the guy is impressive with 18 strikeouts and 16 innings pitched, a 3-0 record at the regional tournament. He is a horse, and they have ridden him pretty hard. His pitch count has gotten real high. We'll get into that a little bit later. It's an all-volunteer umpires crew led by Ronnie Harris.
Riff, we're ready to go.
John Paul at first base. Element at second. Doug Fisher at third. James Hurst Jr. and Mitch Ball will call the lines down left and right. Julian McWilliams, introduced to you by Alvaro Martin just before the game steps in. He's the first batter. And the game is on at Lamade Stadium.
Nice hard fastball right there. Jillian says, as a leadoff hitter, all I try to do, Jack, is just get on base.
0-2 in the count here. Quickly, Alex Robertson gets ahead. 5 for 20. Scored 4 runs in regional play.
Well, we found that the games move so fast. Don't try to change that dial or get up and go get yourself a soda, because when you come back, the inning might be over.
The 1-2. Tapped right back. Alex Robertson over to Scott Rigsby. 1 up, 1 down. Morris McWilliams is the manager of this Harlem team, and he talks to these 11 and 12-year-olds as he would talk to any man. Julian, his son, comes back into the dugout. Jeremy Lopez swings and foul tips the first delivery.
Well, we got a chance to see this team from Harlem in the Eastern Regionals. They swing the bats. They're a fun group of kids.
Fouled up on the screen. And again, Robertson is ahead of the hitter, 0-2.
Usually when you have a kid the size of this young man right here, most hitters are intimidated. Obviously, you see them taking pretty good swings, but I'm pretty intimidated looking at him. I was looking at him before the game. He's bigger than I am.
Jeremy Lopez came in a bit of a slump from regionals. And once again, after an 0-2 pitch, Robertson offers something out of the strike zone. Just 1 for 11 in the regional tournament. The 1-2.
Ball. So one adjustment he's already made, Jack. Look at where he's standing, all the way back at the end of the batter's box. I mean, he's going back about as far as you can to allow that fastball a little more opportunity to catch up to it.
Robertson misses just outside, and the count goes full after he was ahead 0-2 on the hitter.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
And he lets him off the hook. John Scott is the manager for Clemmons, North Carolina, assisted by coaches Mark Wylam and Chuck DeLuca. Pitcher Javi Lopez steps in to face Alex Robertson. 1 on, 1 out. Top of the first. Chris Sanders with a good scoop.
Tremendous. Great footwork back there by Sanders, the catcher. Catcher becomes so important. If you watched Little League Baseball before, we talk about it an awful lot. The catcher's position is probably the most important position on the field.
2-0. Javi Lopez could get a good pitch to hit. He was 7 for 17 in the regionals. Major League equivalent, 92-mile-an-hour fastball. That's bringing it. Ball's getting there in a hurry. 412 the batting average at regional. Too much heat from Robertson, and the count goes to 2-2.
Well, the difference with a major leaguer and a little leaguer, when somebody's throwing 92 miles an hour, you see it every day in the big leagues. You can make that adjustment. In Little League, you just don't see it very often, so now you're almost in shock when you see somebody throwing that hard.
And from 46 feet away, a guy who is 5'10", as Robertson is, pretty intimidating. This is outside, and the count goes full once again. It's already 15 pitches for Alex Robertson. He struck him out.
That was lightning right there. Now the plan is, Jack, if they can get him through the 4th inning, they'd like to bring him back the next game. Look at the fundamentals. Drives right to his target and lets this ball go, and it's basically, here comes my fastball, I dare you to hit it.
The cleanup hitter, Alibe Barkley. A little bit reluctant at the cleanup spot, the big fella is.
Yeah. In our meeting in Bristol, where the Eastern Regional Finals are at, asked him about being a cleanup hitter. I never wanted to hit cleanup.
rips that foul, and the way the bat was glistening in the sun, it almost looked as if a spark was coming off the foul ball on what was the equivalent of a 93+ mile-an-hour major league fastball. But again, it's not just the major leaguers see that kind of heat every day, but they're so much stronger in the upper bodies, and their hands and wrists are so much stronger they can get the bat through the strike zone a lot quicker than little leaguers can. The 1-1 to Barkley.
Well, it's just very difficult at this age to make those kind of adjustments, and obviously that's one of the reasons that Mr. Robertson's been able to dominate everybody.
Had a homer in his last game. Ripped. Gentry knocks it down. It gets through the glove. The throw to first, not in time. It's an infield single from Allie Bay Barkley. Just too much smoke on that ball for Chad Gentry to hang on to it.
Well, the combination of a 72-mile-an-hour fastball and a guy getting his bat on it. Watch how quick this ball gets to the third baseman. I mean, that is a bullet. He barely got the web on it. Good reactions, but not a whole lot he could do other than knock that ball down.
Special pinch runner is coming in. It is David Butler going in to run for Allie Bay Barkley, a player who has not entered the game. May come in what does not count as his official appearance once per inning for a team.
I like this rule. You can allow a kid to get in the game a little bit more, but yet he's not penalized by coming in to pinch run.
Morris McWilliams sending Butler, his fastest player, out there. Here's Georgie Lopez with 2 on and 2 down. Georgie is the twin of Javi. Fouled off a little bit behind it.
And for those of you looking on, you see Jorge there. He likes to be called Georgie. And that's what he wants. That's what we're going to give him.
It's his name. He can do whatever he wants with it. Georgie likes the Harry Potter books. There are your runners. Butler on first, a special pinch runner, and Jeremy Lopez on second. Jeremy is the cousin of the twins. Georgie beats it. It's a fair ball. Rigsby got a glove on it. The ball was rolling absolutely true right down the chalk.
Now that was almost as if he had no choice but to grab that ball. I guess he could have let it roll a little bit longer, but Butler put a lot of pressure on him coming around third base. Now remember, there's a runner at second, and he's going to come all the way around. This forces the first baseman to have to field the ball. But it hugs the chalk the whole way, and it looks like it's going to even come back more. It's not where the body of the fielder is, it's where the ball is positioned on the chalk line. And that ball is clearly a fair ball.
So 2 infield singles with 2 down. Fernando Frias steps in the bucket, swings and misses, strike 1. Frias got a lot of attention for coming up to the plate and motioning toward the fence, then hitting a 2-run double that tied the game in Bristol at the Mid-Atlantic Final. This one gets right back to the backstop past Sanders. He'll throw to the plate. He's out. Robertson eliminates Lopez, taking the toss from Sanders.
Very close play. That ball came back hard. And that's another play that as the more years you play, you're able to pick this up. Great coverage by the pitcher. Woo! Close play at the plate.
Clemmons, North Carolina lives dangerously, but leaves the bases loaded. Now it gets the hit in the bottom of the first at the Little League World Series. Top of the first, so North Carolina gets its whacks in the bottom of the inning. It's the Little League World Series presented by Honda. Here's a look at the batting order for the Southeast Regional Champs from Clemmons, North Carolina. Let's let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Robbie Scott. My favorite player is Omar Vizquel, and my sister Ellen Scott, who is a softball player.
Hi, I'm Michael DeLuca, and my favorite player is Ken Griffey Jr.
Hi, my name is Alex Robertson, and my favorite player is John Smoltz.
Hi, my name is Christopher Sanders, and my favorite player is Yvonne Rodriguez.
Hi, my name is David Morgan, and my favorite player is Andre Jones.
Hi, my name is Chad Gentry, and my favorite player is Adam Dunn.
My name is Scott Rigby, and my favorite player is Derek Jeter.
Hi, my name is Taylor Russell, and my favorite player is John Smoltz.
My name's Austin Dillon. My favorite baseball player is Rafael Furcal.
Hi, my name is Sammy Lucas. My favorite baseball player is Alex Rodriguez.
My name is Daniel Janone, and my favorite player is Pedro Martinez.
Hi, my name is David McConnell, and my favorite player is Derek Jeter.
Good crowd here at Lamade Stadium. Let's set the defense for Harlem, New York, representing the Mid-Atlantic region.
Well, let's learn a little about him. Here's left fielder Alibi Barkley. You know what? He wants to be a rapper. Never put your head down in a game. That's one of the lessons that he's learned. Center fielder Fernando Frias. He wears number 21. Well, why? They nickname him Sosa. He thinks he's Sammy Sosa. Everything he does, even blowing kisses. Dominique Brown-Giles, the right fielder's favorite subject are science and math. Andrew Diaz, the third baseman, he wears a cutoff sock on his arm for good luck. Let's go to the shortstop, Jeremy Lopez. This kid can pick it. Never put your head down during a game. You never know what might happen. He'd like to be a lawyer someday. Jillian McWilliams, call him J-Rock. His goal to be a professional baseball player. If not, he's interested in working with disadvantaged children. How about that? Jorge, or Georgie Lopez, the first baseman, enjoys reading Harry Potter books. Spencer White, he likes to be on TV. That's why he wants to catch. And the pitcher is Javi Lopez. Safety subject is science.
Javi has tremendous concentration. His teammates and coaches say that when he goes to a game, he'll just press his nose up against the fence and just absorb it, not say anything to anybody. And you can see he is locked on.
Well, these kids take it serious. They have fun with it. They have a great time here. They enjoy competing. It's a great time for them.
Here comes Robbie Scott. Didn't have an RBI, but scored 5 runs in regional play. Good table setter. 71 miles an hour, a major league equivalent of 92 miles an hour. Javi Lopez starts Scott out with some high heat.
And you can see a little extra adrenaline. You could watch Spencer White, the catcher, just kind of snatch up at that ball as if he had never seen it that hard before.
The .267 batting average, but more important, he gets on base a lot more than just on the hits. 2-1.
I like this young man. He's going to be a tremendous player. Fun to watch as shortstop. Watched him take infield today. Just great fundamentals.
On the corner and 2-2. Scott tagged and scored the winning run in pool play against Virginia on a sac fly on the 7th of August at the regional. He waves it, strike 3. Javi Lopez overpowers the leadoff hitter.
It looked like Robbie Scott was way off the plate, and Lopez just sat there and tried to keep the ball away from him. He pounded the outside.
Michael DeLuca steps in. This is the guy who hit .571 at the regional. We talked about him a few minutes ago. Shows bunt, taps it in front of a plate. Spencer White gets tangled up with Javi Lopez, and Michael DeLuca has himself a bunt single.
Very nice play. You don't always want to bunt the ball in front of the pitcher, but when you can get it where the catcher and the pitcher have problems handling the ball, it's going to result in a base hit. I like the footwork. He was already walking out. You don't see that at this level very often. He must be very well coached.
RBI leader Alex Robertson steps in. That one bounces out of Spencer White's glove. Michael DeLuca down to second base. The pitcher Lopez into foul ground to pick up the ball. And a man on second with 1 out for Clemmons, North Carolina, bottom of the first.
It almost looked like he got crossed up right there on that fastball. It looked like he was reaching for a breaking pitch, and the fastball came back and hit him.
The 1-0 to Robertson. 438 batting average, 6 runs batted in regional play. Robertson taking all the way, 2-1.
Time is called. You ready to go? Okay, here we go. All right.
He's 5'10".
3-1. You can see where he's off the plate, trying to get an opportunity for his arms to get extended. Look at how far back off the plate he is.
Looking for his pitch here. Wasn't where he wanted it, and the count goes full.
Boy, Lopez is just overpowering Spencer White, the catcher, right now. Every ball he's catching looks like he's almost struggling to hang on to it.
Foul tipped. Robertson stays alive. At second base, Michael DeLuca on the bunt single and the pass ball. 1 out, the 3-2 pitch. That one bounces out of Spencer White's glove, and on the base on balls, DeLuca's down to third base. So runners at the corners with 1 down for the cleanup hitter, Chris Sanders.
The ball's moving so much, Jack, it looks like he's almost throwing a slider, which I'm sure he isn't. But depending on how you grip a ball, you can see the grip. There's a little bit of a curveball. He did actually try to throw a curveball right there that just moved on the catcher. Looks like they're not together on the signs.
Runner.
Manager John Scott wants a pinch runner.
Special pinch runner, 714, number 1.
Sammy Lucas.
Number 1. It's just 714 pinch runner, number 1. That's the rulebook code. We were doing that in regional. They said use that rulebook code for the special pinch runner. I won't use it anymore.
That was the illegal beagle there. Once per inning, any player who's not appeared in the batting order may not be used as a special pinch runner. Am I reading this incorrectly, Harold? Once per inning, somebody who hasn't been used can come on as a pinch runner. It does not count as his official appearance in the game. Lucas on for Robertson. Sanders, the batter.
Now, first and third situation, pay attention at home, because this a lot of times in Little League where they will try to steal at base, send the guy to second, force the catcher to make a throw with the runner at third base walking home almost. So we'll see if they make any kind of attempt to draw a throw anywhere.
And there goes Lucas down to second base, unopposed. Spencer White bluffs the throw.
On cue. So here it is now, the runner going to second. He's not actually trying to steal. He just wants to draw a throw. See him stop and hesitate. He wants them to make a throw, but obviously they didn't bite.
Can't leave the base until the ball crosses the plane of the plate. At third, Michael DeLuca. Sammy Lucas is second, the 1-1 to Sanders. He fouls it off over the roof, first base side. Sanders is a dangerous hitter, 7 for 13 with 3 runs batted in regional play.
Well, Carolina's got a lot of positives going right now because the catcher has been having a tough time handling the ball. You've got a pass ball situation, plus you got a solid hitter like you just talked about.
Sanders fans, but that one busts past Spencer White. DeLuca holds at third, so neither he nor Lucas advance. If you're wondering why didn't Sanders take off on a drop third strike, the ball is alive, but the battery is out on a drop third strike in Little League Baseball.
See the movement on the pitch he is throwing. How he's gripping the ball, it's almost like a cut fastball. It is moving all over the place. That's why Spencer White's having such a difficult time catching the ball.
Number 5 hitter David Morgan fouls it off the fence, right side. Demo was 6 for 13 in regional play. As a team, Clemmons, North Carolina hit .389 in those 5 regional final games. And those are against teams that have gone through their own district sections and states and come as state champions. So that's pretty good pitching. The 1-1. Steps clear out of the batter's box with the back foot.
Well, that's when you're really fooled trying to catch up to a ball. You're lunging your whole body forward.
2 on, 2 down. The pitch to Morgan. Oh! Outside.
That's the funny part of Little League. Did you see how far Spencer White tried to bring that ball back and frame it? That's something you do in the backyard. That ball's in the other batter's box. He tried to bring it back over the plate. But come on, Ump, give me the call right here.
Ronnie Harris was not buying. The 2-2 to Morgan. Fouled off. Making a lot of noise.
Well, it's a big situation right here. 2 outs, 2-2. He's throwing that great cutter. See if his catcher's able to hold on to it.
Morgan off the fist. It handcuffs Lopez, but he underhands to Georgie Lopez. 2 strikeouts and a put out at first. Both teams threatened. Neither team scores in the first inning. 2 strikeouts for Javi Lopez, and he gets an assist on the other put out. We're through 1, scheduled for 6 in South Williamsport. Welcome back to South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Little League World Series presented by Honda. We're 0-0 as we head to the top of the second inning, and Harlem, New York sends up the 6, 7, 8 hitters. A reminder, Worcester, Massachusetts takes on Webb City, Missouri tonight, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN. The Little League World Series presented by Honda continuing from Volunteer Stadium as Dave Ryan and Tom Candiotti bringing the play-by-play of that one. For more information, you can log on to ESPN.com. They are making some noise in South Williamsport. The Harlem Little League is #1 in the Mid-Atlantic region. The grass is parched, but it's still pretty slippery out beyond the outfield fences. The legendary corrugated cardboard sleds of South Williamsport. And the fast track. Alex Robertson threw almost 140 pitches in the regional final.
Yeah, that's a lot of pitches. That's way too many pitches. You don't see major leaguers doing that. Spoke with Coach about that earlier. He said he would never have him do that again. Basically agreed, you know, I should have never done it. Just kind of got away from him, but they're going to try to hold him back. Their plan was to keep him around 70, 75 pitches today. We'll see what happens because he's already getting high in pitch count after 1 inning.
Frias was at the plate with a 1-1 count when Jeremy Lopez was thrown out. Sanders to Robertson after the wild pitch got through to the backstop and rebounded to the catcher. And so Frias is up again. This is the guy who had the called shot double and then came up and had a called shot ground out to first at the regional final. And it was amusing, but it was not good sportsmanship, and he has cleaned up that part of his act.
Well, the interesting thing about it is that talking with him before, he was just like, I'm going to knock it out of the ballpark. That's in that expression, in that vein. It wasn't to show anybody up or anything, but they've definitely talked to him about it, about the sportsmanship and how it actually was showing somebody up. He didn't look at it that way. He didn't know. So sometimes you got to learn lessons even on national TV.
The 3-1 from Robertson is a Ryan Duran special off the backstop, and Frias is on at first. And Harold, I was astonished that Frias did the called shot thing, but I was wrong to glorify it. I was amused by it, and I should have just let it go at that, but you don't want to have kids do that.
No, you don't. I just thought it was funny for the moment.
Spencer White at the plate, squares the bunt. The snap throw down to first. Frias is back underneath Rigsby's tag as Chris Sanders fires the ball around the diamond. These pitchers having a little control trouble, having started off the inning with 5 straight balls.
Nice snap throw right there. You know, so often as adults, we try to get caught up in so many things. They're just kids out there playing and having fun.
White fouls off the bunt, so it's 1-1. Spencer White, an interesting case here. He thinks that dirty hats are lucky, but he never wants to get his hat dirty because he wants to save them.
He's a self-described neat freak. How about that?
A lot going on there with that concept. The 1-1.
I liked the other day when we were talking with him, and he said, I like to catch because you're always on camera. You always get the ball. Catcher's always on TV.
The 1-2 pitch. He taps it. Austin Dillon, hand cut, gets the lead man, flipping to Robbie Scott, eliminating Fernando Frias. Spencer White reaches on the 4-6 fielder's choice.
Well, nice job by Austin not to panic. He knocked the ball down. Remember, you get 1 before you get 2. That's how you turn a double play. Now, they've turned a few double plays, turned a beautiful one against Virginia in the regional final. But look at him, not panic, just nice, easy flip to Robbie Scott to get the out. Take one at a time.
Andrew Diaz taking the big cut, and again the back foot comes off.
Well, talk time and time again through the years about squashing the bug, and that allows you to stay on that back foot. Just a little simple terminology for kids. If you were to step on a bug, you would squash it, and the same principle is applied when you're digging in. See how he's squashing to dig in right there? All you want to do is rotate on that back foot. That keeps your back foot planted. And the other thing that happens, Jack, when you're facing a pitcher that's throwing real hard and overpowering you, now that you have a tendency to rush your whole body forward right there instead of spinning and pivoting right there in one spot.
The 2-1. Lifted deep to right center field, and that ball is out of here. Andrew Diaz with a 2-run homer, and Harlem leads.
Well, that time he definitely
squashed that bug.
Yes, he did. Watch his swing. Just watch his back foot. That's going to tell you everything. He actually just slid the back foot, drove the ball. He knew all the way this ball was out as soon as he hit it. These kids swing the bats up and down the lineups, both clubs, so this game is far from over.
Dominic Brown Giles.
It's one of my favorite names.
4-11-1-44. Gets his cuts. Andrew Diaz, pretty pumped. Brown Giles gone in a hurry. Alex Robertson recovering against the number 9 hitter, but now he faces Julian McWilliams in the top of the order. McWilliams tapped back to the pitcher his first time up.
Pretty rare that you get a home run that low in your order. You know, where your 8th man goes deep like that. Doesn't happen very often. Just shows the depth of this club.
McWilliams fouls it off. Robertson was ahead of McWilliams 0-2 last inning, and then sent him a pitch outside.
It is hot. It is smeltering hot here.
Okay.
The 0-2. He struck him out. 2 strikeouts in a row for Alex Robertson. 3 in the game now. But he gives up a big bash. Andrew Diaz takes him out. Plenty of air under that one. He did squash that bug. A 2-0 lead for Harlem as we head to the bottom of the second at the Little League World Series. Welcome back to South Williamsport, Pennsylvania, alongside Harold Reynolds. I'm Jack Edwards with our ESPN2 crew, and we are joined by the president and CEO of Little League Baseball, Steve Keener, on a steamy August afternoon. And for you, it's probably been another rather warm week as, again, you've had to deal with some allegations about this Harlem team. The question is, with Harlem having been ruled eligible for this tournament and legal, have you ever disqualified a team because of eligibility rules similar or almost identical to the ones that you're allowing with this Harlem team?
Well, first of all, it is steamy. Number one, it's a great day for baseball. Welcome to Williamsport. Now to answer your question. Our job is to assess, evaluate, look at the rules and regulations, and determine whether or not a child is eligible to participate in Little League Baseball. If we make the determination that they're eligible according to the rules and regulations. And then there is a charter committee which is given the authority to make exceptions to that, only if the exceptions are justified. And in this case, we had to make one small exception involving a very unstable domestic situation, which ultimately was best for the child involved. And that's as much as we really want to say about it, and have fully confirmed all the eligibility of these players.
All right, so it was a case-by-case basis.
Yes.
And that's the reason that you made this particular decision. Chad Gentry steps in.
Steve, how difficult is it when you know that it's a domestic situation or a child, for protection of the child, to have to disclose that to show that they are vindicated?
Well, it's very difficult, and our interest is what's best for the kids involved. And I should say, even in this particular case, the residency issue, the player in question did live in the Harlem territory, and he did live with another family member. So it's understanding the dynamics and the social and economic perhaps differences in urban America as compared to rural and suburban America, and then weighing all those factors and making a reasoned judgment.
After Chad Gentry grounds out to Georgie Lopez unassisted, Scott Rigsby steps in with 1 out in the Clemmons half of the second inning, trailing 2-0. With Mr. Rayford, the man who founded the Harlem Little League, coincidentally now being the chairman of Little League's board of directors, he did remove himself from this process. But because of that amazing coincidence, did Little League Baseball at any point consider hiring an outside arbitrator so as to be at arm's length of this issue?
Well, that was one of our primary concerns from the beginning, was the role that Dwight and Iris Rayford played in this, it being their league and their close association with us. First thing I want to tell you about Dwight is that he advised us to explore this, investigate it, look at it as aggressively and thoroughly as we would any other situation similar to this. Number two, to answer the question that you just asked, we did bring in some independent folks, an attorney and another member of our board of directors who has no tie to anybody, to sit through the deliberations, discussions, to hear everything we heard, to see everything we saw, so that when we came out of that room with our decision, there could be a credible, I'll let you make.
Julian McWilliams scooping up the grounder from Scott Rigsby and flipping on to Georgie Lopez, and there's 2 away for Javi Lopez. Are you worried that by doing something that most people say is the right thing to do, that doing something with the best intentions, that individual teams will make their own interpretation of what the best intentions are, even though they know that they might be bending the rules a little bit, counting on getting forgiven if and when they would get to Williamsport?
Well, our charter committee, we handled 600 cases of those good intentions earlier in the year. And probably a third of them were declared fully eligible. 2/3 were not. And we base our decision, each case, on its own merits, We look at the rules, we make the judgments, and we do what's right.
Steve Keener, thanks for joining us and giving us further explanation. A 1-2-3 inning for Javi Lopez, and Harlem consolidates its 2-0 lead as we head to the third, scheduled for 6 at the Little League World Series. On the hillside, fanning themselves out there on a sweltering summer day in central Pennsylvania. Drought conditions all summer long, and you can see the grass already is brown, and they haven't been sliding on it that much. But the field is plush. They have been watering it judiciously. Massachusetts and Missouri will be taking on the beautiful field at Volunteers Stadium right next door, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific tonight, as ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series presented by Honda continues. Mexico is here, the team from Monterrey, and their manager was the catcher in Angel Macias's legendary perfect game. Monterrey went back-to-back in 57 and 58. And they're going to try to wake up some echoes. Harlem woke up the bat rack. Jeremy Lopez steps up.
Oh.
It takes ball one outside. That's pitch number 44 already for Alex Robertson. Lifted high in the air to right field. It is gone. Jeremy Lopez makes it 3-0.
Before that at-bat, Jack, I was just thinking he's got the best swing on this team. And we talked about Albay Barkley early in the game, but this kid right here has got a tremendous stroke. I think the heat is getting to Alex Robertson a little bit. They're starting to catch up to him, but what a beautiful swing. He knew it all the way. This ball's gone as soon as he hit it. I think the heat might be getting to Alex Robertson. It's awful hot here, and he's wearing down a little bit, and just trying to throw strikes and stay fresh is very difficult on a day like this.
Javi Lopez, the pitcher. Javi struck out his first time up on a 3-2 pitch. Robertson's 1-0. They're going to get their cuts. Jeremy Lopez goes deep. Javi and Georgie are twins. Jeremy is their cousin.
Dead ball, dead ball. You okay?
Inside.
You okay?
Javi's okay. He shakes it off, goes down to first base. The right-handed pitcher got hit on the left shoulder.
You know what, Jack? He did the proper thing, though, by how you avoid getting hurt when a ball hits you, is he rolled into and away from the pitch. A lot of times, if you open your body up and expose your face, now you're going to get hit. But watch him roll away from the pitch, and now the only thing exposed is your backside and not your face.
Albay Barkley pulls it. Rigsby goes to Robbie Scott to get the lead runner, and Barkley reaches on the 3-6 fielder's choice. One away.
Remember the first time through the order, they weren't able to catch up with the fastball at all. Every ball was hit the opposite direction. Now they're starting to pull the ball a little bit more. He's hit a batter. Those are signs of fatigue, and we've talked about it time and time again that once these little leaguers get to about 60, 65, 70 pitches, you see a big difference in their game.
Georgie Lopez comes up. Any player who's been removed from the game may return once in the same position in the batting order, provided the substitute has played defensively for 3 consecutive outs or has batted once. That is coming to the plate and having an entire appearance, not necessarily an at-bat, but taking a plate appearance from beginning to end. Lopez loses his footing as he gets the full swing.
Well, Jack, you haven't seen this for a lot of years, but look at his split grip. You see the split grip there? Not many hitters do that. That allows you to really use that top hand and be able to drive the ball a little bit more. So if you're having trouble getting through the bat, you split the grip. A good friend of mine, Phil Bradley, used to use that. And all of a sudden, he had a lot of power, but he used a split grip occasionally. You don't see it very often. It's not taught many days now. No, I should say these days very often.
Really exaggerated from that tight center field view. Get a good angle on it. 2-2 now to Georgie Lopez, with Barkley on first. 1 run in on Jeremy Lopez's homer and 1 out.
Oh. Three balls, 2 strikes.
The 3-2. It eats up Robbie Scott. Taylor Russell up with the ball. Men on first and second with 1 down.
Well, you couldn't have described it any better, Jack. Now, this ball plays him. He's set up and expecting a long hop, and it ends up taking a short hop on him. Gets his body. Now, watch his position when you see him here fielding. He's standing up, and this ball's going to kick and shoot right there. Had he had his body more in a defensive position, he might have still been able to react, but his glove was turned upward instead of underneath, and that ball shot by him. Tough play.
Fernando Frias comes up with 2 on.
Oh.
Ralph Rodriguez is a special pinch runner for Barkley at second. Austin Dillon to Scott Rigsby.
When that ball kicked back on Austin, very nice play. That's why he ended up having to slide. He was going hard to his left, and the ball kicked and came back to the right. So a couple tricky hops this inning for the young fielders to handle, but Austin does a beautiful job of handling this ball. Watch, it starts and it kicks back on him the other way. You always want to break hard, and you can always stop your body and slow down, but you can't speed up to go get a grounder. Very nice.
Men on second and third, Spencer White, the batter.
This game quick or what?
Ronnie Harris grants him a timeout, and the game still speeds along. White, first pitch swinging. Chad Gentry across to Rigsby just in time as White goes barreling over the breakaway base. This could be important because White is the catcher, and he is limping away. Morris McWilliams going over to have a look at his injured backstop.
Sit down, sit down. Just relax, hold on a second. Ankle? Tell Andrew to put the gear on.
We'll keep an eye on him and let you know what's going on. A trainer already is on the field looking at Spencer White. You'd have to look high and deep to find Jeremy Lopez's blast. It was going, gone. 2 home runs have accounted for the 3-0 lead for Harlem over Clemmons, North Carolina. You can see the base break off of the little plastic pegs that hold it to the ground. They aren't anchored as the way they are in Major League Baseball, and you can see Spencer White attempting to get to the base as quickly as he could, and he overextended. He really slammed that leg going in there.
Well, it looked like he caught the first baseman's heel, and that really stopped him from being able to have that rip-away base fully slide out. Nonetheless, he did walk on his own power.
A scorching day here in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Temperature in the 90s, high humidity. And so far, it suits the kids from Harlem, the Mid-Atlantic champions, just fine. They have ridden 2 long balls to a 3-0 lead. Let's go downstairs and get some of the color of this game from Alvaro Martin.
Well, we're joined by a man who should be in Michigan because he's got a couple of cars running in the Busch Series. Richard Childress, the owner of Richard Childress Racing, but he's got a very special reason. Austin Dillon, his grandson, is playing. He made a couple of good plays. Is Austin going to turn out to be a good player? Is he going to turn out to be a racer? What do you think?
Well, you know, we just leave it for his choice. You know, I bought him go-karts, but they love baseball, and my other grandson, Ty Dillon, he loves football, so we're going to let it be their choice.
For a man full of thrills, how does this rank? How special it is to watch your grandson play?
I mean, it's right up there with winning great big races. You know, it's special just to be here and watch these kids come this far. It's kind of like a short track driver finally making it at Daytona and see all these kids make it this far. And they're going to win. They're going to do good.
All right. Enjoy the game. Thank you.
Thank you, Alvaro.
Defensive changes for the minute.
They're going to shuffle the deck a little bit for Harlem. And Clemmons, North Carolina is also going to get some new faces into the game. David McConnell is going to come up to the plate. Spencer White has left the game. We're waiting for his substitute to come out wearing the tools of ignorance, and no one has yet popped out of the Harlem dugout.
What's interesting is that the other night in the regional game, Spencer White was scheduled to catch. They moved into right field. And we're going to get to see probably our third catcher in 2 games.
They're saying it's going to be Dominique Brown-Giles, I believe. No, it's going to be Andrew Diaz.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Andrew Diaz, who has had an impact on this game already, hitting a 2-run homer.
Well, Jack, their #1 backup catcher, who we saw the other night, is on the mound right now. So he's throwing the ball so well, actually throwing a no-hitter, so they weren't going to take him off the mound and put him behind the plate. But these kids play all over the diamond, just like most people do in Little League. This isn't the big leagues where you have somebody that is designated as this is the only position I play. They play everywhere.
David McConnell. He is behind Javi Lopez's heat. No hits yet for this Clemmons team that hit .389 in the regionals.
David's got an interesting beginning. Watch how he just whirlwinds this bat to get himself set.
The 0-2. Quickly gone. Javi Lopez has 3 strikeouts on the game.
Well, he's been all business so far, just reaching back, throwing a lot of fastballs. The one pitch that we haven't seen in Little League, and I'm surprised that haven't seen more, is the cut fastball that he throws. All it is a change of grip. You're not putting strain on your arm, and that's what he's been doing a lot, using that cut fastball, the great movement.
Robbie Scott shows bunts, and Javi Lopez uncorks one high and inside. Impossible to put that ball down, and it kept Robbie kind of loose on his shoes.
He's trying to get in sync with his new catcher. Now remember, the last time Robbie Scott was up, they pounded him outside with every pitch. Just lived on the outside half.
Showing bunt, swinging away.
He's so far off the plate, Jack, I don't know if he can reach the outside. Now you can see where he sets up. Let's get a good look. He measures himself off. Now this pitch right here, I don't think he can even reach that from where he's standing. And that's what they've been shooting for.
1-1, fouled off, 1-2.
There we go, pitch.
May have heard Robbie Scott ask for the count. The stadium scoreboard incorrectly had the count as 0-2, and knowing he was going to try to lay down another bunt, he wanted to double check and make sure it was a 1-1, not an 0-2 before he bunted.
Time is called.
Lest he foul off the 2-strike bunt.
He's going to question the count. The scoreboard was
now
wrong.
Morris McWilliams
He attempted the bunt on 3rd strike, correct?
Question the count.
No, that was on the 2nd strike.
That was only the 2nd strike?
Yes.
Okay.
It was 1 ball and one strike.
Okay.
And Morris McWilliams has set it straight. They were right on top of it from the dugout. They were watching the scoreboard and seeing that it said 0-2 up there in left field.
No, Norell's got to know what it is.
So the 1-2. Scott fouls it off.
There's an example of him trying to reach that outside pitch. That's about all he can do with that is foul it off instead of making a little bit more of an adjustment.
always want to look at them before we do.
Now here's where they're trying to get the pitch to. They want to get it out here on this outside half. See him measure. Now when he brings his bat around, you can see where he's warming up at. It's going to be right in this area. So he's got to dive in order to reach that. They left him a breaking pitch over that time.
Pop up. Jeremy Lopez clamps it. Can of corn. 2 down.
Judge, I forgot to ask your name. What's your name? Okay, Andy, I'm running.
Michael DeLuca strides up. We thought it was a base hit, that little bunt, but it was ruled an error on the catcher. So DeLuca 0 for 1, not 1 for 1 as he comes up here in the 3rd inning. It's all volunteer at Little League Baseball, the umpires and the official scorers. And sometimes we will differ, but that's okay. It
like
goes
that.
in the book as an error.
How about his favorite subject there, Jack? Lunch.
He can eat.
He's probably not complaining too much if you gave him an error if he's a guy who likes lunch.
He's up there hacking.
Okay.
Javi Lopez come with a 4-seamer. Does he throw something cut on 0-2?
Oh.
There's his little cutter right there, a little cut fastball. He looks like he got his cleats. Well, actually, they were rubber spikes in Little League, but he got it caught on the dirt, and that's why his body flew so far to the left. And he'll make a little bit of an adjustment right here.
Got a good view of the molded studs there. They may not have thought of everything, but darn close to try to keep it safe in Little League Baseball. DeLuca swings through it, and he's gone. Andrew Diaz wanted to throw the ball around the horn, but hey, Andrew, that's the end of the inning. It's a no-hitter halfway through for Javi Lopez and a 3-0 lead for Harlem. Harold Reynolds has the Little League notebook, getting a grip on things here.
You know, most of us did that when we were kids. He got a shoestring caught on the fence, flipped over, and broke his wrist. So he has not been able to participate. Now, they could have dropped him because that's legal to do, but they kept him on the club, and I was glad to get a chance to work with this young man, and sorry he's not getting a chance to participate here.
Taylor Russell comes in from left field and switches spots with Alex Robertson, who goes out to the pasture. And so Taylor Russell will climb that little clay hill where the heat is beating down. Robertson goes out into the cool green grass. Andrew Diaz put one out where the outfielders couldn't get one his last time up. Hit a home run to right center field in the 2nd inning. Here he is batting with Harlem already leading 3-0, top of the 4th.
And look at the difference in plate coverage. We talked about Robbie Scott on the North Carolina team not being able to reach the outside. Watch where Diaz stands, and by his practice swing, you can see he's going to be able to cover the whole outside of the plate just by where he swings. He can hit the ball inside, and he can hit the ball outside. Just how he sets up. A lot of times a hitter will tell you what he can or can't do just on his setup. Coverage, just how he flicks the bat, you can see him covering the outside half of that plate.
Taylor Russell's favorite player is John Smoltz. Russell has run the count to 3-0 on Andrew Diaz. The light is bright green.
Hey, he already hit 1 home run. May as well let him hack.
3 balls, 1 strike.
You usually don't see that at this level because their tendency to chase a ball 4.
Ball.
Seem pretty disciplined that at bat.
Closing the book on Alex Robertson. He pitched 3 innings, gave you 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 2, struck out 3, gave up 2 home runs, had a wild pitch, had a hit batsman, 25 balls, 33 strikes for 58 pitches total. So 1 on, nobody out. Joshua Diaz is the batter.
Oh.
Right now, he just wants to throw strikes and try to get the inning moving. Got a little standstill right now, and that's what happens when you're not throwing strikes. Everybody starts to get on their heels. There you go. Even if they foul a pitch off, at least you're throwing a strike and you get the action back into the game.
Things haven't gone John Scott's way, but right now he's absorbing it, keeping it positive with his kids. Joshua Diaz lines one into right field at the base hit. Andrew Diaz gets to second, has his eye on the ball, and holds up there as David Morgan is into Austin Dillon with it, bringing the ball back into the infield. The first 2 men are on for the top of the order. Julian McWilliams striding to the plate.
And you may see a bunt in this situation. Julian handles the bat real well. And here's another pitch. See him step out and get a fastball and drive it to right. Good looking stroke.
McWilliams shows bunt. Oh. That one gets past Chris Sanders. Andrew Diaz goes up to third. Joshua Diaz up to second. So the runners move up.
The most difficult pitch for a catcher to catch is a pitch ball when the batter has squared around into a bunt. Now you lose sight of the ball. He hides the ball and pulls it back just in time to deceive the catcher, and he wasn't able to pick up the ball. It bounced by him.
So there's Andrew Diaz in the foreground and Joshua Diaz at second. Julian McWilliams ahead 2-0 on the count.
One thing about hitting, the plate is not going to move, so you use that plate to make adjustments around. Now Julian McWilliams has moved way up in the box to take away the off-speed pitch. Another way of trying to time the pitcher. See how far up in the box he is? Now you don't have to wait as far. We've seen him stand way back in the box when Robertson was throwing. Now he's way up in the box.
12th pitch from Taylor Russell. Just the 4th strike. It was ruled a wild pitch on the pitch that got away from Chris Sanders, advancing the runners. The 3-1. The sacks are packed with nobody down, and Jeremy Lopez, who took one deep, is due up. John Scott's coming out. No, this, I'm sorry, is one of the coaches, Chuck DeLuca. He is not mic'd.
Well, he's probably just telling him, just relax and just throw the ball over the plate. You know, the worst thing you want to do is walk people, and it's tough to do at this age because you're nervous, you're just put into a ball game, you weren't anticipating pitching, because you got your #1 guy, Robertson, who's we've watched throw 160 pitches, so you're not expecting to pitch that day. So just go out there and try to throw yourself a strike and help our team get the game moving.
Jeremy Lopez with the sacks packed and the infield in. 10 balls, 4 strikes so far from Taylor Russell. Lopez knows what he wants. The 1-0. Driven to left center field. Grand slam. 7-0 Harlem.
Wait right here. Wait right here. And go.
But right here, gets a fastball. He's looking for something inside, down the middle, and he just drove it out of the ballpark. No doubt about it the minute he hit it. You could almost sense it before the pitch.
Javi Lopez mashes it into the shortstop hole. Tough chance for Robbie Scott. Can't get it there in time, but he did make a nice play. Infield single for Javi Lopez, but full marks to Robbie Scott, almost delivering the ball to Rigsby in time.
Incredible play by Robbie Scott. Goes all the way in the hole, backhand, the ball kicked on him. He made a nice adjustment, came up with a strong throw, falling away from first base. This shows you the arm strength of this young man. Tremendous play.
If you want strength, here comes Alibay Barkley. Skies it. Medium center, Michael DeLuca. Jeremy Lopez has hit homers his last 2 times up. He has 5 RBI. Solo shot and a grand slam.
Ralphie, special pinch runner. I don't want him running on the base. Special pinch
One
runner.
away for the 7th batter of the inning. Georgie Lopez is coming up.
Nine for
24.
9 for 24. Pinch runner.
Ralph Rodriguez is coming into the game to run for Alibay Barkley. So Rodriguez, the runner at first base. Correction for Javi Lopez, excuse me. Barkley, of course, flied out to center. Georgie Lopez skies one short left field. Robbie Scott calling, had his eye on it all the way. Scott has been rock solid at short. His teammates have not had the best of days, and Clemmons, North Carolina has to be wary of the 10-run rule. If the trailing team has batted 4 or more times and there is a 10 or more run lead, the game is over. In other words, if Harlem can add a few more and then get Clemmons, North Carolina out bottom of the 4th, the game would end right there.
Ball.
And that's something that I'm sure both teams are not accustomed to at this level. You don't usually get 10-run ruled as an all-star team.
Fernando Frias, 0 for 1.
Oh.
Also walked. This guy can drive the ball.
Well, he really can. He likes to hit the ball to center field. And remember, this is the guy who thinks he's young Sammy Sosa.
Oh.
Got a great hard swing and tremendous stance. What he tries to do is many things on the field imitating Sammy Sosa as possible. Kissing the bat, blew a kiss the other day.
Okay.
Even, it's his hero. Look at his stance. It's even like Sammy. I'm wondering if he'll take the little jab step. I mean, it's not. Yeah, he does. Not a bad person to imitate, by the way. Sammy hitting his 43rd home run today, Major League leading 43rd. He's on fire. 7 away from 500 in his career.
Sammy still has the enthusiasm of a 12-year-old. Frias has a lot of that. The 2-2 from Taylor Russell. He struck him out. Russell gets his first strikeout, but Jeremy Lopez does damage for the 2nd straight at bat. He hit a solo shot in the 3rd. When he came up in the 4th, the sacks were packed. A memory that'll live forever. A granny at the Little Games are going on. Trademark spectacles of Bob Burnquist, Bucky Lassick. Well, they're friends off the ramp, but the rivals on. Who will win the gold? in skateboard vert at the X Games this year. 4 p.m. Eastern on ABC Sports Championship Television. Just about a half an hour from now. Ready to play ball. Bottom of the fourth. 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 in the fourth for Harlem. All on home runs. Alex Robertson can take them deep. He leads off for Clemmons, North Carolina.
Well, I'd like to see the kids from North Carolina get a little offense going, just from a confidence factor. It's the first game of many to play here. You always want to see each side get off to a good start.
Robertson, that'll be an infield single off of Jeremy Lopez's diving attempt in the hole. And that will be the first hit for Clemmons, North Carolina, leading off the bottom of the fourth.
Well, I'd like to see what might have happened if he'd have got his hands on that. Now, it's like he got a little bit of a hip pointer when he landed. Watching him take ground balls as smooth as they come.
Take your time, take your time. Have a sit. Have a sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Morris McWilliams taking no chances, and once again the trainer dashes on.
Just his body's sore, Jack. His body is sore.
Jump out of the second-story window, it's going to hurt. Chris Sanders steps up to the plate. On a 1-2 pitch, he struck out swinging in the first inning. Here he is in the fourth. Pretty good athlete to be your favorite. That's a fair ball past Georgie Lopez at first. Sammy Lucas going around. The ball gets by Ralph Rodriguez. Lucas coming all the way around. Here comes the throw, and it's cut off. Sanders ends up on third. I'm not sure yet how it will be scored. Certainly a base hit, maybe an error in there somewhere, but Lucas is home with Clemmons' first run.
Well, he's got the infield drawn in. Now the right fielder just not able to cut that ball off. It should be a triple. He couldn't get there, tried to dive and knock it down. They get it back in. But little things like this build so much confidence.
David Morgan takes strike one. It's ruled a triple all the way.
And rightfully so.
Ball.
1-1. Alvaro has news on the injury story.
Yes, Jeremy Lopez overextended his left arm, and he strained a muscle in the back. He's staying in the game. And the catcher had a mild sprain of his ankle. They iced it, retaped it. He's available whenever he's ready.
Thank you, Alvaro. David Morgan in it.
Yeah, the catcher was Spencer White he was talking about. And Little League, they do have that re-entry rule, so he could come back in the game.
The 1-2 fouled off on the screen, first base side. Spencer White up and active. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Clemmons hit .389 as a team at the regional tournament. Good stuff from Javi Lopez, changing speeds on David Morgan, cutting the ball a little bit. And he gets his first man retired here in the bottom of the fourth after giving up a single and a triple, and the first run that Clemmons has scored. 5 strikeouts now for Javi Lopez. Chad Gentry at the plate.
Ball.
Outside for ball one. Gentry grounded to the first baseman unassisted in the bottom of the second.
Now, if you're Harlem, you got a 6-run lead. You start playing one out at a time. You don't bring your infielders in, get out of position. The triple hit down the line. Your first baseman was all the way up on the grass.
Gentry fists it off the screen.
Well, he could have possibly been playing a couple steps back and just try to get one out. But those are things you're going to learn as you get older. And at this level, they're just out there playing baseball, trying to figure out all the fundamentals.
Having fun, Chad. Having fun, big
Chad
boy.
Gentry's parents. Again, just a little bit behind it.
Hang it in, Andy. Hang it in. That's okay. That's okay.
They are hoping there's a rally in the bat of Chad Gentry. Gentry, incidentally, collects bobblehead dolls as a hobby. He has more than 50 of them. Wow. Fouls that off. Look out, right side.
Starting to catch up to him a little bit.
'55th pitch from Javi Lopez. Check swing, short left field. Jeremy Lopez calls for it all the way and makes a very slick play, holding Sanders at third. 2 down.
See how graceful he was going back and getting that ball right there. Smooth and free and easy. That's what you like to see as in your shortstop.
Ready to go?
Scott Rigsby had 3 hits in regional play. Grounded to the second baseman in the second inning. Man on third with 2 down.
Thank you.
Alongside Harold Reynolds with Alvaro Martin reporting from field level. And with our ESPN2 crew, I'm Jack Edwards. This is ESPN2's live coverage of the 2002 Little League World Series. Clemmons, North Carolina, at bat, trying to rally against Harlem, New York. Javi Lopez has been in a bit of a jam this inning, giving up an infield single and a triple to begin this frame. There's the man who hit the triple, Chris Sanders. But Lopez has settled down. The 0-2 pitch. Gets right through Andrew Diaz. Here comes Sanders. Safe. 7-2.
A nice play by Sanders. You see how he slid through the plate and not to the plate. That is a one base on the diamond that you can slide all the way through. And because he slides through it, it allows his momentum to take him through, and he can take an extra step, and that allows him to be safe. If he's sliding to the base, he's going to stop, and the pitcher will have a play on him. But watch now, you get a great look at this. Watch how he comes sliding all the way through it. The momentum takes him through the plate and never slowed down.
It was ruled a wild pitch. So 5-run lead now. Rigsby waves at strike 3. 6 strikeouts for Javi Lopez through 4 innings. But he gives up a couple of runs for the first time. It's 7-2. Harlem from the Mid-Atlantic, hitting North Carolina from the south side of the river. Harlem, New York has a comfortable lead, although Clemmons, North Carolina has gotten onto the board. Let's check out the Honda game summary. It has been a day of long balls, I should say.
Jeremy Lopez, the shortstop's had an unbelievable game. You saw the solo homer, and now it comes back with a grand slam home run.
Andrew, come off the field.
And they have been putting on a show with the offense, but the team from North Carolina not giving up, come back with 2 in the bottom frame of the 4th. So now we head to the 5th inning here in South Williamsport. Interesting game, Jack, since they took Alex Robertson out of the game and went to Taylor Russell. Go from the big stature to a little shorter, a little smaller kid.
Well, this is an interesting story as injured catcher Spencer White re-enters the game to hit. White overextended, reaching for first base back in the 3rd inning. Here he is batting in the top of the 5th. Speed 2-0. Harlem carries 14 players. That's the maximum roster you can have. Puts a little pressure on a manager because you have to get everybody into the game. 2-1 to White.
It is. Okay, I'll take you out.
Morris McWilliams is always shuffling the deck. White grounds it to Robbie Scott. Across to Daniel Jennings, who has just entered the game. And he does the job at first.
Bo!
Every player has to play at least 3
Keep your helmet
consecutive
on your
defensive
head.
outs.
Put your helmet on
or
your head.
have at
Don't
least
do
one
that.
at-bat.
That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. You don't do that.
That's why I love this man so much. He's teaching these kids a lot of lessons that need to be learned. Told him to keep his helmet on his head, be disrespectful, he turn around and yell at the umpire. These are lessons that you're learning. These kids come from tough neighborhoods, and they got some tough attitudes, and he deals with them straight on. You talked about earlier, Jack, he treats them like men, and sometimes you got to get on them. And he's gracious and gentle at the same time. Tremendous teacher of men. Character.
Andrew Diaz at the plate. 1-1. John Scott is doing a pretty good job with his kids from Clemmons, North Carolina as well. They've kept their composure. They were down 7-zip at one point, but we didn't see any quivering shins over there.
No, you like that. Got to teach kids to continue to battle even when you're down. And you know, there's so many lessons in baseball, and you know, Taylor was talking about before the game the important lessons that he's learning. As we got to look at Austin, I should say, Austin Dillon. He was talking about earlier, the second baseman who likes to write, the life lessons you learn through baseball. Got to deal with failure in baseball. You hit 300, that means you failed 7 times out of 10.
Diaz, sky high to short center field. Robbie Scott has it all the way. Very solid shortstop for Clemmons, North Carolina.
Well, the communication, Robbie Scott waving his arms as a middle infielder, or as an infielder, I should say, going back. You don't yell, I have it, or I got it. The outfielder speaks. They look for your hand motion. He's already got that down at age 12. Pretty good teaching.
So Taylor Russell has settled down and retired 5 straight batters after a lot of trouble. Now Joshua Diaz at the plate. Takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Diaz singled into right field in the 4th, scored on the grand slam from Jeremy Lopez that really busted things open here. In tight, and he still goes around. 0-2.
In tight. That ball might have hit him. He was swinging, bailing, getting out of the way of that one.
Taylor Russell, think he's Mark Fidrich out there?
I was going to say, talking to the baseball. He's really settled down. He was a little nervous, and rightfully so, but now talking to the ball, he settled the ball down a little bit.
In the dirt, 2-2. Yeah, when Russell came in, walked the first batter he faced, then gave up a single, walked another to load the bases. Jeremy Lopez unloaded them on one swing on the grand slam, gave up an infield single. Since then, he's gotten 5 straight. A little looper into left, and Joshua Diaz reaches with his 2nd straight base hit. So there's a rally going for Harlem with 2 down in the top of the 5th, and the top of the order coming up in Julian McWilliams.
They've swung the bats today. I didn't know they had this kind of offensive power through their whole lineup, but they've really displayed it today.
Top to bottom, they hit 305 in the Mid-Atlantic Regional. McWilliams takes ball 1. Walked and scored on the grand slam his last time up. Williams grounded back to the pitcher in the 1st inning and struck out swinging in the 2nd. Both of those appearances were against Alex Robertson, who since then has moved to left field. Off the fists, Sammy Lucas across to Jennings. In time. Harlem fails to score for the first time since the 1st inning. Clemmons, North Carolina got 2 its last time up. Can it cut into the lead some more? Between innings in central Pennsylvania, but east of here in Philadelphia, Oh, way, way, way crazier than this. Sal Mescala is your host for the X Games coming up on ABC.
Come on, Jojo. This weekend, X Games 8 travels to the mountains of central Pennsylvania, home of Woodward Camp and home to downhill BMX. Sal Mescala here, and at last year's final, it featured a wicked last-second crash. This year's comp gonna be crazy. The dirt starts flying today on ABC. Now back to the game.
Sal, thank you. That's starting just minutes away on ABC Sports. ESPN and ESPN2 continue to bring you the Little League World Series tomorrow, presented by Honda. This North Carolina team takes on Aptos, California, 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Hawaii and Texas at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. And I don't know what time that is Hawaiian time, Harold, but that's also on ESPN. 5 hours, six hours difference from the East Coast.
Here, yeah.
And then Louisville, Kentucky takes on this Harlem, New York team. And that is tomorrow evening on ESPN2. Of course, it all wraps up this weekend on ABC Sports. I guess that's next weekend now, huh? I don't even know what day it is. When I get to Williamsport, I'm kind of in suspended animation.
It flies.
Next Saturday, 7:30 Eastern time for the U.S. Championship, and then next Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time for the International Championship game.
Ralph.
Cody Booth has gone to center field, and Dominique Brown-Giles has gone into left. So you can get a mess of paper cuts.
Well, they're going to make another change on you, Jack, so don't quit yet.
Ralph Rodriguez is now going to center field, as Cody Booth had come in, and now Ralph's going in there.
Well, you talked about this Harlem team has 14 kids. So you're going to see a lot of different changes to get every kid in the game and meet all the requirements. But also, the other thing is he started, they have 4 11-year-olds. He started all 4 in one game at the regional because he felt like I wanted to give every kid an opportunity to start a ball game.
And you know what's happened since then? Cody Booth turned 12 on August 2nd. He wrecked it.
There you go. Now there's 3.
What do you say, man?
All right. Now remember, last inning, North Carolina team got a little something going. Taylor Russell, the pitcher's going to step up here now.
He wears the same socks every day when his team is on a hot streak. He'd like to keep wearing them tomorrow.
Whew, after a day like this, keep those socks in another room. About 90 degrees out here. He's playing and sweating in the dirt.
Grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. Foul tipped, and he's in an 0-2 hole. Eleanor has washed a lot of those socks. And I'm sure that David has pitched in as well.
Yeah. Better get that in there. David's going, look, I did my share too.
The 0-2. Russell grounds it foul of third.
Here we go, pitch.
You know, what's great about the Little League World Series is we're watching these kids compete. Score 7-2. But in between, they're all dancing with dugout. You would never know if they were at a birthday party or a Little League World Series game. They interact. They have a great time. It's a lot of fun for the kids.
Javi Lopez, focused, blows it by Taylor Russell. And Javi Lopez has 7 strikeouts on the day. He has allowed just 2 hits.
And I doubt if those guys right there actually know how many strikeouts he has, because they are having a blast.
That is the grove that you see as we zoom in. And that is where the players stay, their dormitories, and it is off limits, strictly forbidden for media to enter. It's a bit of a sanctuary for the kids, and they really enjoy hanging out with each other. Some of the best moments, the kids say, are when they attempt to communicate with the international players who have no grasp of English, and they don't have a clue about what language the other kids speak, so they just find some way to communicate, try to make friends across those boundaries of communication.
And forget media access, parents are not allowed. That might even be a greater rule.
For a guy who hits in the number 9 slot, 4 for 13, over 300 in regional play, tells you the strength of Clemmons' lineup. The 0-2 pitch. And he is gone. Javi Lopez is getting stronger as he goes along. Now pitching in the bottom of the 5th. He has struck out the last 3 men he has faced. 4 of the last 5, and he has 8 in the game.
The batter, the shortstop, number 7, Robbie Scott.
Remember, the Little League pitcher is throwing from 46 feet away. The Major League distance is 60 feet 6 inches. Robbie Scott, the hitter. 105.3 miles an hour. If our jugs gun is calibrated correctly, that is astounding velocity. That didn't seem to have that much pop on it. I mean, he's not Goose Gossage up there. That's better. But 92 is still bringing it. We are now being told that that first pitch was inaccurate. That clocking was inaccurate. I mean, he's fast, but I mean, he's not the big unit. For Schilling, 2-0. Grounder back through the middle. Jeremy Lopez gobbles it up to Georgie Lopez. A 1-2-3 inning. 6 men retired since the 2 runs have come home.
3 more outs, baby. All we need is 3 more.
Morris McWilliams knows how close New York is to a 1-0 record. We're heading to the top of the 6th inning with the home team trailing, so there will be a bottom of this inning. It's the Little League World Series of 2002 presented by Honda. Jeremy Lopez is 2 up, and he has gone deep twice in a row, once in the 3rd, once in the 4th.
Seems like every year we've got a shortstop that turns out to be the standout player. Now remember, that's usually your best player in Little League. He's driven one to right field. He said, you know what, I'll hit a grand slam to left center for you guys. And now, will he be able to hit 3?
Andrew,
we'll see.
Come on,
all business now for Jeremy Lopez. Javi and Georgie are twins. Jeremy is their cousin. Plenty of talent in the family. Some rather heavy clouds beginning to blow in. Temperatures beginning to drop, and those are 2 signs, with the wind picking up, that there might be a change in the weather coming. There's a forecast of scattered thunderstorm activity. So you can see broken clouds right now over central Pennsylvania. The cloud cover is actually doing the players a favor. The sun was really beating down on them earlier this afternoon. So Jeremy Lopez comes up with a chance to hit his 3rd straight home run at the Little League World Series. He has a solo shot and a grand slam. He's leading off, top of the 6th. It is Soccer Saturday, and if you're tuning in for that on ESPN2, stay with us. We'll get to San Jose and Landon Donovan's Earthquakes immediately after this game. Lopez reps the off-speed pitch, foul down the left field way.
That guy just about, I think he saved that lady from a line drive in the back of her neck.
Don't ever take your eyes off the ball. Jeremy Lopez check swing single into center field. Michael DeLuca up with the ball and a good piece of hitting.
Well, it was a nice piece of hitting, a little breaking pitch that started to go away from him. He just stayed with it, put the bat on the ball, and good things are happening today for young Jeremy.
The pitcher, Javi Lopez. Had a single in the 4th. Here he is in the 6th. 1 on, nobody out. Wind swirling. Twisting around, kind of blowing out toward left, though. Lopez cranks it to center. That ball is out of here. 2-run homer. It is 9-2, Harlem.
bats have come alive today. They swung the bats about as good as you possibly can in a game. They didn't show this kind of firepower in the Eastern Regional in Bristol.
So with 2 in, nobody out, Cody Booth will hit in the number 4 spot. He asks for timeout. This is no pitch.
That's the wrong batter.
Just saying it's the wrong batter right
That's
now.
Ali Bay.
Yeah, he hopped in there for Ali Bay Barkley instead of Fernando Frias. So now
Back, step out the box. Ralphie, go there. Come.
Harlem's in a tough spot here. What's going to happen because the batter has begun his at-bat, Harold?
I think he's got to stay and hit, doesn't he?
Jamie Christmas.
He stepped in. There was no pitch ruled.
Well, they called time,
so because there was no pitch,
it's not.
I think Cody Booth is going to get off the hook.
Unless he was announced, and if he's not announced,
proper batter is EB4.
Okay.
Home plate umpire is
proper
Ronnie
batter
Harris.
is supposed to be number 24.
Number 24 was taken out of the game.
And 20, you got 20 and 24.
Ralph Rodriguez, what's his number?
Number 9.
You had number.
Change the numbers here in Little League World Series.
Wait a minute now.
You are 4 assists. That's where you put him in.
What did
What's the pitch runner for?
Who is in for Ali? David Pinch ran for him.
You think we have trouble keeping track?
Ralph, number 9 went in for 24.
That's Rodriguez for Barkley. He has to
Why
bat.
do you have him there? You've got to stop doing that, Noel.
Or play 3
Who is in for
consecutive
Ali Bay
defensive
now?
outs.
Everybody by their normal number. Now all of a sudden they're in a different jersey. You have to figure out who that young man is.
All right, well, initially we saw Rodriguez come to the plate, or we saw Booth come to the plate. Then Rodriguez went out for him, but Ali Bay Barkley has come out of the dugout. Still no count on this batter.
You're right.
And I wonder if manager John Scott in the Clemmons,
here we go.
North Carolina dugout wonders what's going on, because it's very hard to follow. As you could tell from the conversation, even the Harlem team really didn't know which way guys were going. Barkley cranks one into the right field corner. Off the wall on 2 hops. David Morgan up with it. Fires into Robbie Scott on a hop. And the rally continues as Barkley hits a 205-foot single.
You got me, Jack. I'm just sitting here hanging out with you trying to figure this one out.
Soccer Saturday coming your way next from San Jose, California on ESPN2. Landon Donovan and the San Jose Earthquakes. Very entertaining team. Georgie Lopez, the first baseman. Reached on an infield single, reached on an error. Skied to Scott, the shortstop, his last time up. 1 on, nobody out, 2 already in. And 0-2 to Lopez. In the dirt. Sanders has no idea where it is. The ball goes over in front of the first base dugout, and Barkley scampers down to second. Wild pitch against Taylor Russell.
Well, that was one of those balls that he just never had a chance. It was going to hit the dirt and bounce away from him. Hit the shin guard, shot to the right. But nice hustle by the first baseman to get over there and keep the runner from advancing any further.
Georgie Lopez is gone on strike, so there's 1 away with Barkley on second. Hey, what the heck? Things are going well, pretty well today for Harlem, New York.
Okay, now he gets to hit this time.
Now Cody Booth comes up. Before the inning started, Morris McWilliams said, I want to see Cody hitting for Fernando, meaning Fernando Frias, and Booth jumped into Barkley's spot, 2 batters ahead of where he was supposed to appear. But all's well that ends well. And here is Booth, who turned 12 on August 2nd. Off the label, short hop. Jennings stops on first as Barkley picked off the 1-hopper to Lucas. He's going to run him back. Tosses to Robbie Scott, and that's a speed mismatch.
Very nice fundamental play. Threw it ahead of the runner to cut him off, and then kept him in the run down. And get the ball to the sure hand man, Robbie Scott, the shortstop, to get the out.
Last ups coming up for Clemmons, North Carolina. They showed their defensive class here. Now, can they wake up the bats against a dominating Javi Lopez? Late afternoon in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Harlem has scored 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 in the fourth, 2 in the top of the 6th, which has been plenty of support for Javi Lopez, who has put 4 zeros up there in the 5 frames that Clemmons, North Carolina has had the bat, and 68 pitches. Sometimes we see pitchers hit a wall, but one gets the feeling from the way Lopez has been bringing it that he's not going to hit that ball in time for Clemmons. Worcester, Massachusetts against Webb City, Missouri tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN. For more information, you can log on to ESPN.com. Jeremy Lopez has been the hero.
Boy, has he.
Solo shot in the Grand Slam. Michael DeLuca hit .571 in regional play. He fouls off strike 1. Soccer Saturday is coming your way next. San Jose Earthquakes and U.S. World Cup star Landon Donovan at home. We hope you'll stay tuned for that. We're going there immediately after the conclusion of this game. DeLuca reached on an error in the first inning on a little nubber that could have been ruled an infield hit. And he struck out swinging in the third. '71st pitch from Javi Lopez. 1-2.
Well, Lopez has been very economical. 68 pitches starting the inning. Now 3 more. 71 pitches. Not bad for going into a 6-inning ball game here.
Move over some, Catch. Catcher, move over in your box. Thank you.
The 1-2. Tapper foul. Spencer White with the bad ankle, and the tape job has returned behind the plate.
And you hear the umpire teaching the whole way, telling the catcher you got to move up. They go into it, the little things of learning the rules, and
all right, here we go.
The rally cap working right there. Different styles. And sometimes they don't even know what that means, but those things will take fruition later on in their lives.
Strike 3, number 9 for Javi Lopez, and DeLuca, a pretty good hitter, has been a victim twice. They get creative with those rally caps because they haven't solved Javi Lopez yet.
Here's where it started last time.
Alex Robertson, swing and a miss. Clemmons, North Carolina will play at 1 o'clock tomorrow against Aptos, California. Robertson, a swing and a miss. And Louisville, Kentucky will be Harlem's opponent tomorrow. John Scott having a look. Hasn't seen his team get shut down like this in quite a while, if ever. Robertson has gone 10 strikeouts.
It's interesting, Jack, as those were predetermined games already. And it looks like we're going to have 2 teams that won today face each other tomorrow, and the 2 teams that lost today face each other tomorrow.
You can make it with an 0-2 record, but a lot of things have to go your way. So that game between the two 0-1 teams, if things hold, could amount to an eliminator. The kids from Louisville, a mighty well-drilled team, goes on.
It really is.
He has allowed just 2 hits.
You need to stay in that box for the kick, leading the team, okay, partner?
He has walked 1. A man has reached on an error.
Okay.
Chris Sanders fouls it off the fists.
Well, you heard his coach say, hey, we're going to go up there and just go hacking, which is great advice. Let them go. You're down 7. Why are you going to go up there and take strikes when you got a pitcher that's overpowering your lineup?
You're about to tune into a pretty entertaining soccer game because San Jose, playing at home, has fallen behind doormat DC United. So the Quakes will start coming. Clean base hit to center. Sanders is on with 2 down in the 6th. Cody Booth fires it back into the infield.
Nice stroke, got a ball down and just drove it back up the middle. You know, these kids from Carolina are so fundamentally sound. Tell they play a lot of baseball. I know there's a baseball academy in North Carolina. Scott Bankhead, former major leaguer that I played with, runs an academy out there a lot of these kids go to. Stress a lot of fundamentals.
David Morgan fouls it over the first base roof.
That's a big change in baseball all around. It's how much kids around the country, around the globe, around the world play baseball now, year round. Even some soccer.
Yeah.
But you know, we're in a society of specializing now. A lot of kids play specialty sports. They specialize in what they're doing.
Harlem specializes in excellence this year. It's about to go 1-0 in pool play. Each team plays 3 games. The 0-2 pitch to Morgan. Fouled off. There are 4 teams in each pool. The top 2 advance to the semifinals, with first place from the A pool in the U.S. playing second place from the B pool, and vice versa. And then the 2 winners of those games meet Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. The winner of that one represents the U.S. in the World Championship game Sunday, 6:30 Eastern. The 0-2. Morgan singles into center. 2 straight batters have refused to say die for Clemmons, North Carolina. These kids are really showing what they're made of. Down by 7 runs, they refuse to go down.
Down by 7, raindrops falling, and they're hacking. A little nervous, but not quitting.
Javi Lopez has thrown 81 total pitches, and you can see the rain starting to come down. Okay, it would be about the craziest thing we've ever seen happen at the Little League World Series for a team to rally from 7 down with 2 out in the 6th after a rain delay, but the rain delay hasn't come yet. Chad Gentry at the plate, re-entering.
Ball.
Sanders at second, Morgan at first, 2 down, 6th inning. Gentry, fair past first. Sanders makes the turn. Brown Giles is thrown all the way across to third, not in time to get Morgan to throw to second. He's out. Game over. 9-5-4 on the final putout as Gentry gets an RBI single, scoring Sanders. And the final score is 9-3.
Well, that's the things you'll see in Little League Baseball. The runner trying to advance and not understanding the situation. But those are things these kids are going to learn as they continue to play. Terrific ball game. New York put on a power show, and North Carolina never quit, Jack. We got both sides had great performances.
Ends up being a 5-hitter for Javi Lopez. He gets 10 strikeouts. The last 3 batters he faced had base hits, but Gentry, a little overeager, runs himself out of the inning. And it's the end of the game for his team. A 6-run victory for Harlem, New York. Coming up next, Soccer Saturday on ESPN2. DC United leading the San Jose Earthquakes. It's been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Harold Alvaro, I'm Jack. So long.